Hi, welcome to lecture series part 3, or lecture series 3 part 1, the introduction. This week is pretty interesting in that the day-to-day happenings within your classroom often leave you with little time to really consider how your goals are appearing within the classroom. So this week we will start to really look at how to design classroom content that meets the standards and demonstrates growth and the goals that have been created, which can be a very challenging thing. One thing you need to note is that hopefully by the end of this module you will be able to learn how to do some processes of monitoring student learning, and I have a reading and a handout that goes over a few ways of tracking data. Hopefully by the end you will be able will know how aligning student monitoring progress with assessments, or better align student monitoring progress with assessments, meaning that you'll be able to create a system where you can monitor your growth goals, and it should show up in the assessments of students, and then improve student learning outcomes with alignment to activities to increase outcomes. So ideally what should happen is that you set your growth goal, and if it's if it's a professional one that you can see within the classroom, something that's tangible, you would then take that goal and translate it into your action steps. So what are you supposed to do in the classroom? And then from there you should be able to see assessment products that either align or communicate some additional approaches that you need to implement. Hopefully by the end you will establish your own protocols to monitor student progress, and then focus on particular strategies relevant to aligning lesson activities with monitoring process to improve student learning outcomes. I know that a lot of you track your data, but how do you track your data? What's your actual strategic method? And then how does that align to your growth goals? So this week you will be asked to really look at it and fine-tune what you currently do in order to really systematically track and monitor the progress of not only your students' outcomes but also your growth goals within your classroom. Don't worry, there's actually an example that I've put into place. So here are the readings for this week. There's only one article, Monitoring Student Learning in the Classroom by Kathleen Cotton, and it's really a summation of all the articles that have been generated over time in regards to what people say about monitoring student learning in the classroom. And then the other one is Classroom Progress Monitoring Methods Checklist. This is like a saver. So once you download this, make sure you keep it and save it for your own resources, because it really gives a fine-tuning to the methods that we use as teachers by giving an actual checkpoint, like in a strategic manner. So you should be able to use this and then reflect what you do, and then ascertain some new ways of making sure that you're showing what you've done. And it's very simple. I have an example for you, so you'll be able to see that. So by the end, just like last week, I think this chart kind of helps to put everything together. The outcome for this week was to improve student learning outcomes with alignment to activities to increase outcomes. By the end of the week, that will be seen in your personal reflection number 3, and then processes of monitoring student learning and aligning student monitoring progress with assessments. That should be seen in reading response activity 3, and then just like from last week, you should have already created your 2 goals. If you have more, that's great, but you need at least 2 to proceed to this week's module content. And as usual, you'll have your personal reflection first, and then you'll have your reading response activities to wrap up the things that you need to do for the module. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns throughout the module. This would be the time to ask, as our approach to the midterm, June 9th, is shortly. Time is like flying by. So if you need anything prior to that, please let me know. At this week, you should be reading the midterm. If you have not read it already, please don't wait till the last minute, because then that creates additional frustrations on both of our parts. Like, I don't know how to service you better if you're in a state of panic. I think that will be all. Hopefully you enjoy this week and seeing the alignment happen. Have a great day.